Oh my goodness, you guys. I was getting so frustrated at TikTok. I was like, why on earth do I keep recording these TikToks and they keep getting deleted? It's like, oh no, the CCP is taking over TikTok. But no, it's my phone. I forgot if you don't have enough space on your phone for your phone to download the TikTok, it won't save it. So I've been sitting here yapping for the last 20 minutes and TikTok has not recorded a thing. Not one thing. It's okay. I forgive you, TikTok. Anyway, wanted to talk about my swimming progress. January has been a great month. Happy Black History Month, my friends. Those of you who celebrate, I hope that this month will be an excellent month for everybody. But yeah, I'm just so grateful. January has been good. I started a new job. Fingers crossed. I believe I passed probation. I mean, nobody's said anything, so we're just gonna go along with it. Like we passed. My swimming has improved, which is really what I want to talk about. I don't think there's anything else that's super duper big that happened for me this past month, but oh well. Another thing I guess I could talk about. I'm just gonna talk for the whole 10 minutes because TikTok, I don't want the video deleting again. And every time I click the check mark or the square to stop the video, it's gone. So I'm just going to talk the whole time and y'all just going to have to listen. Sorry. Or you can keep scrolling. That's cool too. Oh yeah. So I was talking to my doctor and I was telling her how I'm trying to get more healthy. And she and I were doing blood work together. I won't get into too many details because I think that's a little personal. But she was basically saying to me that, you know what? I need to essentially cut down on my sugar and drink more water, which to be, if I'm fair, my hairdresser, shout out to you. What's your name on TikTok again? I can't remember. Vanity. Was it for the Vanity or is that your YouTube name? I can't remember. Miss Josh, shout outs to you. But yeah, she's always telling me that I need to cut down the sugar. I need to drink more water. And to be honest, if I'm honest, my family's been trying to tell me that for years. Maybe if they'd been nice about it and hadn't tried to terrorize my life by making me feel like I was my 600-pound life, maybe I could have listened. But at least now I feel like I'm in a space and a place where I can really hear that and receive that. And I'm grateful that I get to really work with somebody who understands me and a doctor that, like, first of all, finding a family doctor in Canada, crazy. It's insane. And I feel like I hit the gold mine. Like I found just the perfect lady. She listens to all my concerns. And if I ask her to action on something, to get something checked out, she's going right ahead with it. I don't have to argue with the doctor, try and explain to them why this is necessary. So I appreciate that. So my wins for January, passing probation, fingers crossed. And you know, I'm starting to cut down on my sugar levels. Drinking water is a little bit more complicated because, like, I don't like all the bathroom trips, but I'm trying, okay? We're trying to get there. So we're trying to eat less processed food, try to cook more, trying not to eat out as much. Not that I'm really a big eat outer, but I'm more of a buy a snack at the convenience store kind of person, you know? So I just need to work on that. And then my biggest win that I see for January is that I passed one of the requirements for the bronze medallion. So the bronze medallion, in case you don't know, it is a swimming certification. It is one of the 3 certifications for getting your lifeguarding license. Am I planning to be a lifeguard? No. But I think that a program like this would be really good in terms of helping me to become a better swimmer. And so that's why I'm using it. Because when I used to live in Mississauga, they used to have 6 levels for learning how to swim, which I think is great. And I was planning to take all of those, but then when I moved out on my own, couldn't find a good spot in Mississauga, so I had to come to Toronto. And am I going to commute back like an hour to Mississauga just for swimming lessons? I don't like to swim that much. Especially when there's opportunities here in Toronto. But Toronto, they have 3 levels for swimming, right? For adults anyway. For the kids, it's like 9 levels, but for the adults, there's just 3. And so I decided to move all my swimming classes to Toronto and do them in Toronto. But then when I checked, the level 1 and 2 of Mississauga were very similar to the level 1 and 2 of Toronto. And so I was like, well, does it make sense to keep studying it, right? So then I thought to myself, it might be a better idea if I just, and I talked to the people at the front desk and they're like, you don't need Adult Swim 3. And so I thought, okay, well, what's the next thing? So the next thing was Bronze Medallion. So I said, okay, let me try it. So I tried it, did it the first time around, and I'm so grateful I did it the first time around because I definitely improved my swimming. I definitely got faster. Not fast enough to pass the course, but I definitely saw improvements. So like the first time they did the continuous swim with me, I'd never done continuous swimming ever. Like I would always swim from one side of the pool to the next, bounce around a bit, and then do it again. But I never went back and forth, 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 nonstop, right? That was never something I did. And that's not something they taught us in Mississauga, but apparently they emphasized that in the Toronto swim, which I did not realize. So, long story short, the first time I did the class for Bronze Medallion, I think it was about over 14 minutes, and they just stopped me, and they're like, just stop. You haven't quite passed the continuous swim. And then the last time I did the continuous swim for the Toronto class, I ended up doing it I was just under 13 minutes, so maybe 28 minutes and like 50 seconds, 58 seconds, I don't know. They didn't tell me, but they just said you broke past 13. So I was like, okay, cool, great. But then they were like, unfortunately, that's still not fast enough, so you got to retake the class. They gave me so many chances to try and pass the class. I have no shade towards my instructors. They really did try to work with me, but I just wasn't fast enough. And that's one of the 3 requirements. They have to see that you can swim 400 meters or 437 laps, 437 yards, sorry. So that's 8 laps, 60 in lengths. You have to be able to do that in under 12 minutes in order to go to the final exam. I couldn't do it, so I couldn't go to the final exam. I did pass the written test that they had in the class, so I got like 76. I like crammed the night before. Barely studied, just kind of read through the book. But yeah, so looking forward to taking that test again, because I'm sure I'm going to pass it with no problems. For the Bronze Medallion continuous swim requirement, I think it was the second or third class I did the requirement. So the first time I did the requirement, it was like 14 minutes. But that one, I kind of pulled an all-nighter the night before, so I wasn't at my best swimming. And I was on my period, so it was just not great. And, but the second time they did the continuous swim test, I passed it. I passed it in 11 minutes and 50 seconds, which is great because now I am guaranteed to get to the final exam. So that for me is a big win. That for me is a really good achievement. And I'm looking forward to seeing how things continue to progress. So yay me, clap for me, friends. Trying to clean up my diet, trying to become a better swimmer, and trying to keep things chugging along career-wise. So I hope you guys are well. I hope life is good. And I wish you all a very happy Black History Month. All right. Bye. Share your wins in the comments if you want. See ya.